It was supposed to be a normal filming day. The crew was on schedule, the set was calm, and the chemistry between Bai Lu and Dylan Wang had never been better. But sometimes, when a storm brews long enough in silence, it doesn't give a warning. It strikes without mercy. At exactly 3:47 p.m., a scream pierced the air. At 3:49 p.m., Bai Lu collapsed into Dylan's arms, eyes glazed, breath shallow. And by 4:01 p.m., someone had leaked footage to the press. But that's not where this story begins. To understand the explosion, you have to go back. Back to the first time Dylan looked at Bai Lu differently. Back to the moment Shen Yue realized she was no longer his only memory. Back to the love that was hidden, silenced, and nearly destroyed, until one fight, one fall, and one broken heart made it all come out. Bai Lu smiled a lot that day. On camera, it was radiant. Off camera, it was a mask. For weeks, she had been walking a tightrope. Dylan had been kind, almost too kind. Their scenes had grown more intimate, and not just in the script. The way he looked at her when the director yelled cut, it lingered. But Dylan was supposed to be over her. Wasn't he? Everyone thought so. Everyone, except Bai Lu and Shen Yue. What no one knew was that a few nights before the shoot, Dylan had texted Bai Lu at 1:13 a.m. It was just 4 words. Do you still dream? She never replied. But that question haunted her. Because yes, she did. Every single night. Shen Yue's arrival wasn't planned. No one on set expected her. Not the director, not the assistants, and definitely not Bai Lu. But Dylan knew. The night before, Shen Yue had shown up at his apartment without warning. They argued. Not about work, but about the past. She'd found a gift, a silver bracelet Dylan once gave Bai Lu during their 2021 shoot, still tucked in his drawer. He said it meant nothing. She didn't believe him. So when she arrived on set the next day, she wasn't there to observe. She was there to watch. And she watched everything. The hand touch in the cafe scene. The way Dylan helped Bai Lu with her script pages. The way Bai Lu laughed a little too sincerely. Shen Yue stood there for 40 minutes. Then she walked directly to Bai Lu's trailer. It was quiet at first. No one raised their voice. It was the kind of quiet that suffocates. You think this makes you special? Shen Yue whispered. Bai Lu didn't answer. You think because he smiles at you again, it erases the past? Still silence. Then Bai Lu finally spoke. Her voice barely above a whisper, but heavy enough to shake the air. I never erased the past. I just survived it. That broke something in Shen Yue. You think he loves you? He doesn't. He comes back to me when the cameras are off. Bai Lu smiled, but her eyes darkened. Then why does he only write me letters? That was it. The slap was sudden. And someone outside the trailer caught the sound. The entire crew turned. Dylan was already running. He heard the argument escalate. He heard the slap. And when he got to the trailer, he found Shen Yue trembling and Bai Lu swaying. Bai Lu's breath was shallow. Her hands were shaking. Then she whispered something to Dylan. She hates me for loving you. Her knees gave in. He caught her. It was the most real thing that had happened on set all day. No acting. No scripts. Just pain. Raw and undeniable. And the worst part? Someone had their phone recording. The clip was just 43 seconds long. But it was enough. It showed Bai Lu collapsing. It showed Dylan whispering her name. It showed Shen Yue walking away with red eyes and clenched fists. Within an hour, hashtags trended on Weibo. Hashtag Dylan caught in love. Hashtag Bai Lu breaks down. Hashtag Shen Yue storms offset. Fan wars ignited. Rumors exploded. PR teams scrambled. And yet, neither Bai Lu nor Dylan said a word. Until a fan leaked screenshots of private messages. It was a thread of chat logs allegedly from Bai Lu's close friend. In one, Bai Lu wrote, I wish he never looked at me like that again. It makes walking away impossible. Another message read, Sometimes I think she hates me more for what I didn't do, like say yes when he begged me not to leave. The public turned. Suddenly, this wasn't just gossip. It was heartbreak. Real. Tangible. Deep. And fans began asking, had Dylan been begging for Bai Lu all along? And did she leave to protect Shen Yue? 3 days passed. Bai Lu disappeared from the spotlight. Shen Yue posted a cryptic story, just a black heart emoji. Then came the moment that changed everything. Paparazzi footage surfaced of Dylan Wang entering Bai Lu's apartment building at 2:08 a.m. He stayed for 4 hours, left wearing a hoodie that didn't belong to him. Fans speculated endlessly. Some were furious. Others called it fate. But the truth wouldn't stay buried long. Because inside that apartment something happened. Something that would break the silence for good. A week later, Bai Lu returned to social media. She posted a photo, an old Polaroid of her and Dylan laughing under a cherry blossom tree. And a caption. "I never stopped dreaming. I just stopped saying it out loud." Then the biggest reveal yet. A handwritten letter, leaked to fans by a close source. In it, Dylan wrote, "You were never the backup plan. You were always the reason I stayed. I was just too scared to lose her before I admitted I'd already lost you." That was the moment the world knew. The triangle had ended. And this time, it wasn't Shen Yue. So what now? Dylan and Bai Lu remain silent. Shen Yue hasn't been seen in public in weeks. The next drama project? Suspended. The fanbase? Divided forever. But the truth is loud enough now. Bai Lu collapsed in his arms, not because she was weak, but because she had held everything in for far too long. And when Dylan caught her, he wasn't just saving her from the fall. He was saving himself from losing her again. Because some love stories are messy. Some never make it to the surface. But the ones that survive collapse are the ones that were always real. Here is part 2 of the fictional long-form YouTube drama. Bai Lu vanishes for 12 days. Dylan's search uncovers the truth she tried to hide. It started the morning after the letter leaked. Bai Lu disappeared. No posts. No sightings. No activity from her studio. Even her close friends stayed silent. For 12 full days, she was gone. And the silence was louder than any scandal. Fans began counting. Day 1. Day 2. Day 3. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said she flew overseas to escape the pressure. Others believed she was admitted into a private clinic. A few even claimed Dylan knew exactly where she was and that he was the one who told her to leave. But no one could prove anything. Not until the 11th night. Dylan posted an Instagram story at 2:46 a.m. It was only up for 5 minutes before it was deleted. A photo of a handwritten note on his table. Blurry, torn edges. Just 2 lines visible. But that was all the internet needed. "I saw you fall asleep beside me and knew it would never be mine forever." That handwriting, fans recognized it instantly. It was Bai Lu's. He deleted the post within minutes, but the damage was done. Screenshots spread across every platform. And with that one blurry image, the world knew she was still writing. Just not to the public. Only to Dylan. The next day, Dylan didn't show up for filming. Not for meetings. Not for anything. For the first time in years, he went off-grid. His manager released a one-line statement. He needed to go find someone. Panic hit hard.